Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Long time no see, unless you watched the Tribble video that I made the other day. A couple of things came up, so I didn't make it as soon as I would have liked to, but we are back to the normal progression for a while. Today's episode is Treasure Trading Station. Not a bad mission, but kind of annoying. Starfleet has received a communication from a servant of one of the Klingon great noble houses. She claims to have vital information about the Klingons' war plans, and she is willing to exchange that information for relocation to a planet out of the Empire's grasp. Go to the trading station in orbit of Argelius 2 and find Marta. She'll be waiting for you there. That area is a hotbed of illicit activity, Admiral, so be on the lookout for smugglers. Crap body armor for the reward. Go ahead and accept the mission. And by the miracle of starting the recording here, we're already at the system. So let's go ahead and patrol Argelius. Captain Omega, we have arrived in orbit around Argelius 2. There have been dozens of reports of smugglers using this system as a trading point. I have performed a census sweep of the area, and am picking up signs of illicit illegal weapons and contraband in several of the ships. It is Starfleet's duty to confiscate any smuggled cargo within Federation space. We should perform closer scans of the local trade freighters and dispose of any illegal goods. There's a freighter. Come here, freighter. Unregistered. That's not a good sign. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Oh, you want hard way.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Fine by me. And that's how you disable the cargo people. Yep, not too hard. We just have to do that 3 times. And really, this is the most annoying part of the mission, because some of them won't become hostile, and, well, it takes a little while.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
But it looks like I've got some pretty good luck this time around. See? Didn't become hostile. Ooh. Yeah. And if you're noticing that things look different, they probably do. Legacy of Romulus updated a lot of the textures in the game.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
And that's it for the beginning of the mission. Really, quite simple. Captain, sensors show that we have secured all contraband in the area. Transport coordinates set for Treasure Trading Station. Beam to station. Boss squad roll. And of course, if we're on Omega, that means that this mission has some connection to Bavat, so there is some connection to Bavat. Captain, we may be able to elicit information about Marta's whereabouts from the owner of the local drinking establishment. Really need to work on my Jem'Hadar impression. Zoop it up, zoop it up, da. Oh, I have an environmental suit on me, don't I? Oops! That would have been potentially disastrous. My good friends, I am Quorus, the proprietor of this humble station. I'll be your guide to the pleasures of the mind, the soul, and of course, pleasures of the body. We're running a special today. Buy 2 hours of Hollow Sweet time and get a free drink. Top shelf excluded, of course. Or free round of electronic tango. You won't find a better deal on this side of the neutral zone. Hollow Suites 2 and 3 are currently open, and I'd be happy to show you the wide range of programs we have available. You're looking for Marta? Well, that's valuable information. And valuable information always comes at a price. Something like 10 bars of gold-pressed platinum, perhaps? Sir, our records indicate that this station is overdue for its Federation-mandated safety inspection. Perhaps if we help Quorus spot any punishable infractions, he'll be generous enough to tell us where Marta might be. Basically, he's like, why should I help you? And we're like, we get this place shut down. Basically, you keep scanning just about anything that can be scanned, and sometimes some pop-ups will happen and tell you what's wrong with them. Inspect the cargo. Nothing here. What about you? Waste removal. This waste disposal pipe is leaking a toxic substance. Now, everything you need to scan will be here in this room, so don't worry about it. Nothing here. Inspect coolant pipe. Nothing. Mission compass for the win. More cargo. This crate is full of smuggled trilithium. Oh, the Tongo table. Inspect video Tongo machine. This video Tongo machine uses an illegal probability matrix. Oh, it's picking up a crate on the other side of the wall. Yeah, we're going to end up robbing these people too. Why not? Oh, we get to inspect the Hollow Suites now. Okay. Inspect Hollow Suite 2. This Hollow Suite is draining power from the life support system. First our electronic Tongo, now our Hollow Suites. What's next, our Synthale? Spoilers, yes. We don't need Starfleet to suck the fun out of everything. Hold on. There's about to be a fight, and you know what happens when I do a fight. You know what? I don't like the angle of your deflector dish, and neither do my friends. Am I supposed to be scared of that?
Enemy targets on sensors.
Am I supposed to be scared of any of you? We are Starfleet's elite. What the hell do you think you're going to do? Pop! Yeah. Jump over. Good. Anyone else want to try this? No? Good. Inspect the bar. Like I said, spoiler alert, yes. This Saurian brandy is missing the Federation Trade Commission seal. Alright, enough. How is a businessman supposed to make any profit with people like you around? You've cost me more in fines than the Klingons paid me to keep quiet. They're holding Malta and Cargo Bay 6. I hope the captain grinds you into rope keg blood pie. Go ahead, ask your questions. You've already taken my money. What else do I have left? Yeah, no one's ever coming here again. Like I said, we're robbing these people. Target milk. Sounds delicious. Because I totally want milk from some furry, horned pig thing. Oh, it's over this way, okay. Well, just gotta make sure we rob these people properly. Captain Omega, scanners indicate that this deck has maintained significant structural damage and is subject to plasma leaks. It appears that the station has force fields intended to contain these plasma leaks. Someone has intentionally triggered several of the station's suppression fields. We will have to deactivate these systems to proceed, sir. And of course, if someone doesn't want us getting in, that means the stations are going to be guarded by Klingons. Oh. You can still see the map from last time above us. Technically, it is the same map. I'm going to target you. Smeeg, lock him down. Oh, thank you for strafing behind your friends so that I can catch all three of you with my minigun. Honestly, AI. It's like they're not even people. Inventory's clean. I remember the first time that I ever played on, like, a difficulty other than normal. This was the mission that I tried it on, and I was on my science officer, Rygo. I died 23 times. I died like 20 times in this room. This room was a bore. And I don't mean that as in it was boring, I mean it was hard. I sustained 23 injuries in this mission. Wait for Smeeg to be able to lock him down. We're going to circle around this way. Target is officer. Did you really want to get that close to me? Oh, they had to try to swing at me with their mek'leth. Speaking of mek'leth, that's a melee weapon that we don't have in this game that NPCs do. I'm kind of jealous. And Jem'Hadar NPCs also have Kartakans. There are a lot of melee weapons that are canon that are missing from this game that I really want. Although, that's been talked about for forever in 3 days, so don't get your hopes up. Deactivate the security door. Of course, that's the security door over there, so we parkour right back up. I said parkour right back up. And there are Klingons.
Enemy targets on sensors. Personal shield losing power.
Munitions officer, my target. And welcome to Stovacor. And I got a Mark 10 disruptor shotgun. Can I get outside of normal weapons range? No. I'm going to set you guys passive for a minute. No! Dang it, if I had flanked him, he would have been dead in one hit. I nearly one-shot him. I would nearly one-shot that guy. Now I'm upset. I'm probably going to replay this mission again later and one-shot him. Because now I know I can. Go ahead and activate that because Strike Team is affected by it, and Strike Team usually has a 5-minute cooldown. And of course we're going to Strike Team for the boss, who is of course going to be a Klingon captain. I mean, most of the early game missions in Star Trek Online are very, very predictable. You go through some trash mobs, you deactivate some consoles, and in the end you've got a relatively generic boss. Warrior, Swordmaster, Warrior, Warrior. Let's try this again. Make sure I still have line of sight. Passive. Not that far from the cargo bay. Actually, that's only 45 seconds off. Why not? This is why tactical officers are so overpowered. They can do all of this. Had a low hit, didn't crit. Dead before he got a shot off. Crit, crit. I wonder, do I have... I wonder. Traits. Doesn't look like I have it. Ooh. That's no bueno. Attacking targets gives plus crit. What can I lose for that? Yes, there are things that can increase crit in trait. I don't see myself using last ditch effort much. So we respec all of our traits. Increase accuracy, crippling fire, increase defense, hull, theorist, Borg neural blast, situational awareness, strike team specialist. And there we go. Now every time I attack someone, I'll get more crit chance on the ground, which is good. Final level. Typically, you won't unlock the trait system until level 10. Oh, and you won't unlock the duty officer system until level 12 now. That's something they changed in Legacy of Romulus. It used to be level 8, now... it was level 8 for Starfleet, and it was like level 22 for the Klingons, because they started at like level 20. And by the time they got out of the tutorial, they were level 25. But now it's level 11 for everybody. You can see it right there now. Right at level 11. And you unlock new traits at level 10, and I think this is a level 9 mission. Like, you get this mission at level 9. No, level 8. So, what I'll do is... after the next episode, after Secret Orders, I'll go through the trait system. And that'll, of course, require several characters because there are actually career-specific traits now. And that'll, of course, explain what the trait system is, what the trait system was, and why the new trait system kind of is one of the biggest balance passes this game has ever had. Like, it is a pretty big balance pass. Alright. That right there, that big room, with what looks to be a runabout in it, because it is a runabout, is the final room. So, don't use anything that has too long a cooldown. No, stop. Right, now I lost my target. There we go. Found my target. Okay, you can attack as normal. I just didn't want you rushing in and messing up my shot. Oh! I just killed my 1000th Klingon. Accolade complete. Descendant of Kalis. I truly have the blood of a warrior. Warrior. Officer. Come on. Push in! Lock him down!
Enemy targets on sensor.
And since... Actually, I'll probably do the trait system right before I do the other tutorial that I want to do after the next episode. Because at level 10, you also unlock the ability to get a new ship, so you'll need to know which one you want to choose.
Personal shield losing power.
So I'll go over the differences between the basic types of vessels and what I'll have you. Swordmaster. Ooh, that's a toughy group. Guns, my treble. Set to passive. It pays to be a sniper.
Damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
You are so lucky I don't have a melee weapon right now. You would be deader than dead. Get up out my face! Of course, that's Marta in that cage over there, but we're going to open all of these cages because these guys will actually help us fight the boss. I really hope that isn't the boss that just spawned. No, it's a warrior.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Set to normal. Pick up our loot. Scan you. The boss isn't actually very hard, he just has a fuck ton of health. So, that's really the only thing tough about him. He takes a while to kill. But you could use an extra phaser. Well, this guy does take a bit of a beating. So you're just a bar patron, but Marta is, of course, in the very end. I'll stick with you, Captain. It's about time you showed up. The captain was talking about feeding me to his targs before he left. Captain Urtog beamed back to his ship to confer with his crew, but he could be back any minute. He's the only one who knows the key for the shield generator's code sequencer. You'll have to defeat him and his guards to get it. Of course. Pop, pop, pop. This is why it pays to be a tactical officer, spec for sniping. It really does pay, because you hurt like a motherfucker. I mean, the first time I fought that guy, he took like 5 minutes to go down. But I just nuked him. Talk to Marta. Thank you, Admiral. Why did the Klingons capture you? My former employer and I had a falling out. I wanted to end our association, and he wanted to kill me. I left Kronos with his bully boys on my heels. I thought I could shake him before you got here, but Captain Urtog was more persistent than I expected. Who did you work for on Kronos? A sadistic piece of tart dung named Bavat. Told you. Do you believe the Klingons call him an ambassador? The only diplomacy Bavat's ever used has been the business end of a disruptor. What do you know about Ambassador Bavat? He's crazy. Bavat is obsessed with keeping this war going. He'll do anything to keep the Klingons and the Federation at one another's throats. He's smart and he's a planner. Wheels within wheels. He has half a dozen things going on, and I barely know the half of it. Ancient weapons, time travel, outlawed science. If there's a way to get what he wants, Bavat will do it. Things normal people wouldn't even consider. Bavat has already thought of it and figure out how to make it work. What do you know about the Klingons' war plans? No way. I'm grateful for you for the rescue and all, but I won't talk to anyone but Starfleet intelligence. What I won't know is my ticket to a comfortable life. What I know is my ticket to a comfortable life on a planet far from the fighting. I wonder what Casperia Prime is like this year, or this time of year. Are you ready to leave? Yes! Let's get out of here before the rest of them start to wonder what happened to Captain Urtog. Beam to ship. I wonder why she beamed out with a Klingon transporter. She's on our ship, I think. Do you think you can defeat Captain Urtog and then slink away, you honorless Federation ptak? The crew of the IKS Sarpek shall have our vengeance. Will you now? Hello, IKS Sarpek.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Ship 6. Subspace jump, isometric charge. Normally there's C-store powers for Klingons, but the Federation gets them in lockboxes and I bought them off the exchange. It makes everything so much easier. We did it, Captain. Marta has been scanned in sickbay. Once we return to sector space, we can hand her over to Starfleet intelligence for questioning. But now we can turn in this mission from here. Starfleet Intelligence is interviewing Marta now. She could have intelligence key to our war efforts. Good work, Admiral. And I'll take the polyalloy armor. And that is all for this episode of Star Trek Online, Battle for the Alpha Quadrant. I may end up recording the next mission back-to-back, but it's not likely. I'll probably at least render this one first. I've got time on my hands. So, until next time, this has been Lord Ice. See you out there. Probably.